Cuisine Corner t-shirts, Cuisine Corner jumpers, Cuisine Corner hats, blah, blah, blah. All that is merch, right? And it's very possible that because of how you're building your brand, even though it's a personal brand and it's still a business brand at the same time, because people are coming in, they're seeing your page, they're seeing the food, they're seeing everything. It's attracting, again, attention. Right now, attention is a currency. That's basically what it is. It's been a pleasure, guys. It's been a minute. Welcome back to the show. So today's show, we're going to discuss the blueprint for setting up your own business online, and talking about all the various aspects of you setting up your own business. Now, something which is really interesting is I've come up with a possible idea for a podcast, and I was thinking of calling it Trust Yourself, which is similar to another podcast that I'm already part of. But I think either Trust Yourself or Trust Thyself. That's what this one's gonna be called. So I actually like that name, and we'll probably know soon whether that's gonna be the name that I'm gonna go with. But anyways, back to the situation at hand and what we're here to discuss. So I get this question frequently, which is basically, Tease, hey, I've got this business idea, I've got this talent, or I've got this skill, or I could be talking to someone, and basically me learning about their abilities, their talents, because this is actually something which I think is a fact. I actually think that every single person has one specific talent that they are so good at that no one else is as good as them in the way they're good at it. What I mean by that is, you could be, say for instance, your talent is in music and the way you play the guitar is so dope. But then someone else's talent can also be in music and the way they play the guitar too is so dope. However, it's good. Your talent is good in the way that you will be good at it. That's what I mean. So this person playing the guitar over here is dope in his way. This person playing the guitar over here is dope in his way. For instance, Prince can play the guitar, very dope in his way. John Mayer can play the guitar, very dope in his way. So those are just some quick examples. So going back to the point, so I think, everybody has one specific talent that is so particularly unique to them that they're able to do it if they harness it. If they're able to identify it and then harness it, work at it, they can do it at an excellent level, a level of greatness, sort of thing. Now, like I said, I get to fortunately speak with people. Sometimes I speak at schools, I've done lectures for businesses, all that sort of stuff. And imagine I'm talking to someone and he goes, yeah, I'm really good at this, but I don't understand how it can make money or turn into a business online. So I was going to talk about a few examples. So someone who's really good at cooking, right? They're amazing at cooking. Like, they love cooking. It's their passion. I know that's kind of those cliches that people say, oh, just chase your passion or whatever. But this person is really good at cooking and it's their talent. We'll call it that. It's their talent. Because what we call in this podcast, Trust Thyself. So it's their talent. Now, it's very possible for you to, using the internet, set up a really dope home food delivery business just on your own. I remember watching, what was his name? there was an episode on Earn Your Leisure. Earn Your Leisure is another really good, really dope podcast about business. And there was this guy, I forgot, I could see his face in the podcast. He's wearing a black top and like, I think a red hat, but I can't remember what his name is, but he did this thing called ghost restaurants. And a ghost restaurant is basically a bunch of different chefs or people could come in together into one particular place, and the food is made out of that place. So basically they're not renting individual spaces. They're able to, it's kind of like group economics. You're able to pull their resources together and work out of one place. If you're a business owner, you may or may not already have your online presence created. There are some mistakes that can be made, and I don't want you to be making them when you're starting your business online. One of them is not knowing when to get your hosting. Think of your website as a building, and your hosting is the land that your building is on. It's wise, and it makes a lot more sense for you to make your website around the same time as when you get your hosting. There is no advantage to you getting your hosting, say, in January, but then you start your website in December. That time in between you're paying for, and you have to renew your hosting the year after. Another thing is this: if you already have your online presence, one mistake is you could be making is not actually collecting your leads via your website. This is not the same as general inquiries. A lead is me raising my hand and saying, I'm interested in your particular service. A general inquiry could be something like me asking you, hey, what year did you start your business? The two are not the same. So I've put together an easily digestible checklist of the 5 biggest mistakes you could make online and how to avoid them. It's called the Secret Web Design Checklist. Also, I've got a book, and it's called Starting Your Online Business the Right Way. Just go to oyemade.com/performance. That's oyemade.com/performance. And you see the options for the Secret Web Design Checklist and the book to starting your online business the right way. Hope you enjoy those. Now, let's get back to the episode. But they can make different dishes in that one kitchen. So you could have one section where they're doing burgers, another section is doing Chinese, another section is doing something, but it's all out of that one kitchen. So that was a really dope concept. It's a concept which I'm still looking into because I thought it was really interesting. But back to what I was talking about. So you're really good at cooking. You make food in your crib and people come over like, yo, that's really good. Like, yo, your cooking's dope. You know, I actually know a couple of friends who are actually really dope chefs. Really, really dope chefs. Shout out my sis, shout out Mendy, you know, really, really dope chefs. But so you've got your talent, which is the cooking. Set up an Instagram page, right? And I'm gonna talk about this, doing it like the free, well, semi-free to spend £100 version. Set up your Instagram page, right? Cool, that's the first thing. So now you start making food. That's your content. So your content's gonna be your food. And because it's you doing it, it's got your personal spin on it, hence your personal brand. Okay, so you've got that going. Now, you write an ebook of how you make different recipes. And people already have seen your food. People already feel like they're part of the process, like the content you're making is great. They see you as you're making the food. Maybe you take behind the scenes of when you're actually cooking it, when you go to the shops to actually get the ingredients and all that sort of stuff, right? You're making that food, it's dope and everything, cool. You can now have a recipe, right, to actually make certain dishes. Maybe not all the dishes, but certain dishes. Now, this works even better if people have actually tasted your food and like, yo, that's dope. So like people commenting, yo, I had this the other time I was at your crib, that was really dope. Or I had this, I remember when you cooked at my friend's birthday, blah, blah, blah. It was amazing. That's social proof, and those are dope reviews which are coming in, which people reading, because it's funny, Instagram now and the way social media works, a lot of people go to the comments to figure out what's going on. And that's just the truth. The truth is in the comments. Or I always say the truth is in the comments. The general gist of what's going on is in the comments. You can figure out what's going on by reading the comments and seeing what people are talking about, especially if it's something you don't know. In the same way, if you've got people throwing praises as to how good your food is, it's the exact same way. So cool, you've got this. So now you make this recipe book, which you could sell for, let's say, $9.99. Okay, put in $9.99, and you can have a simple website or a simple link to a website where people can click on and go and buy. So let's say you're making, I don't know, I'll give you some dishes that I can think of. You've got a really mean, crazy chicken curry. Dope. Go there. You can click on the link in bio. It takes you to the page where you can buy it. Cool. Dope. So that's one income stream, right? Now this is the great thing about that ebook is you could sell this over and 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 over again, as long as new people are seeing your content, as long as new people are coming to your Instagram page. Cool. So how much is it going to cost you? I mean, you could get a PDF. Yeah, you can make it as a PDF. Boom, put it together. If you have a friend who does graphics, you could get some graphics to make it cool. So have a cool front and back cover. You don't need to. You could easily just do stuff in this. There's a website called Canva. You could do some easy, like just block colors, like a rectangle in red. And at the top, I don't know, maybe something in blue. And you just put your name on the background and type it up and boom, done. And that's as simple. And then maybe just add a picture of something and of one of the foods, or you could even take a picture, like, you know, when you take those photos, bird's eye view of the food. So from top to bottom of the foods over there, you take a bird's eye view type of thing and take that as your picture. Boom, and that's your full cover of your ebook. Cool. $9.99, and that's selling, right? Regardless of when you're sleeping, when you're awake, as long as you post. Your post creates attention. Attention brings people over to your page. People say, "Oh, this is cool. I understand what this page is about. I'm seeing these comments where people are saying this food is really dope." And then they see get recipes in bio. Click on that. Boom, I could buy the recipe. That's really amazing, right? I'm just talking about the very simple. I'm not going to talk about like remarketing and all that stuff. That's a whole different topic. But I'm just talking really simple, just one person, just boom. So they've got that. Now, second thing is they could have on their website, they could have merchandise that you could buy. So merchandise about, so let's just say we're gonna call the business, we'll just call it the cuisine corner or something like that. So the cuisine corner. So not the best of names, but that's an idea. So we'll call it the cuisine corner. Cool. So the cuisine corner. Cool name. All right, cool. Now, cuisine corner t-shirts, cuisine corner jumpers, cuisine corner hats, blah, blah, blah. All that is merch, right? And it's very possible that because of how you're building your brand, even though it's a personal brand and it's still a business brand at the same time, because people are coming in, they're seeing your page, they're seeing the food, they're seeing everything. It's attracting, again, attention. Right now, attention is the currency. That's basically what it is. Attention is the main currency. So all the attention is bringing people into your page. They're seeing the page, they're seeing the food, they're seeing everything. Boom, yo, I'm gonna get some food. Boom, boom. Now they're becoming fans, right? What do fans like to do? Fans like to support. They like to feel like they're part of the gang, they're part of the clique or whatever. That's where merch comes in. That's why, I'm a big Jay-Z fan. I had a Rockaware tees. I had a Rockaware headband. I think I had a Rockaware headband as well. Like anything that could be Rockefeller, Rockaware, I got it. You know, this was me coming up. A very young version of me, but it was still what I wanted. It was dope. I got Rough Riders as well. You know, like people buy things that are of interest to them. So the food, the merch. So now we've got 2 sources of income. So we've got the recipe book that people are buying, on and on and on and on, whether you're asleep or you're awake, they're buying that. It's getting straight to their emails. Cool. Now there's the merch. Again, now this as well, regardless of whether you're asleep or you're awake, people are buying it, but obviously you have to send it out. Now there's another way you could do it. It's called print on demand, where basically you don't need to actually own the stock and keep the stock. You can, every time you make a sale, that's when you send it out. Okay, so you're not sending it out beforehand. You're not creating a stock to keep beforehand. Via print on demand, someone comes in, they see what they want to buy. Oh, Cuisine Corner hoodie, I'm gonna buy that. Boom. However much you sell it for, maybe $29.99. Cool, boom. You get that. This is the print on demand version. You get that order, boom, automatically it goes to your print on demand supplier, who has all the hoodies, and they have your artwork of the La Cuisine. Boom, they get it, they print it, they ship it out, they take their cut, and then they send you the rest. So if you're selling it for $29.99 on your website, maybe they're gonna take like, say 11-ish, 12 quid. Actually, no, for a hoodie might be a bit more, say 15. Yeah, for a hoodie might be a bit more, so say 15, cool. Take the 15 cut, that leaves you with $14.99 because we're selling for $29.99, yeah. So they take their 14 or 15 quid, leave you with the rest, boom, you're good. So say you sell 10 of those a week, that's 100 and you're making £14 profit. $15.99 is gone, £14 profit. So yeah, that's 140 quid a week. That's just selling 10 a week of hoodies alone. You might be selling tees, you might also be selling caps, you might be selling other things. So we've talked about 2 income streams now. Now, the obvious income stream is the third and the main income stream that is kind of like the flagship that all of this is built around, which is your food. So now I remember there used to be this thing. I remember there was this ad. It wasn't an ad, it was a video. It was about these guys who they created, what was it called? They created a food kitchen in their kitchen. But I remember I think the food was, they didn't make it themselves or something. It was a really funny video. The good thing about the video was really good entertainment, and it kind of like showed how you could easily get onto like Deliveroo, Uber Eats, all those sort of things. The bad thing about it was because it really made it easy and made it seem like it was really easy to get on those things, they kind of toughened up the barrier to entry. But I still think the barrier to entry is something that you can do and you can get over, provided you are doing things right. Okay, so as long as you're doing things right, you can get over those barriers to entries. The barriers to entry are to prevent people or to discourage people who aren't going to do things properly. Because especially when you're dealing with food, you gotta remember this is nourishment. This is what's going into people. So you can't be doing it any type of way without taking the precautions or the sanitary hygienes or the dietary requirements of certain people, like making people aware, taking those into consideration. So like I said, you gotta be doing things properly. I always say it's better to start small before you go big. So when I say start small, you have like a really small menu, especially if it's just you on your own. You have a really small menu, maybe 3 or 4 things, right? 3 or 4 things that are easy to make and they're delicious, easy to make, and it's not gonna cause any issues in terms of people eating and having allergic reactions or stuff like that. Like, just keep it simple, that sort of thing. So that's the third income stream, and that was pretty much the first income stream all along, because that's what your whole business is based off on, the food. So we've got the food, we've got your book of recipes, we now have your merch as well. So those are 3 income streams, right? 4th income stream is easily, well, not easily, because what they say is easy, but another income stream could be a podcast about food. So again, everything that we're talking about is really to position yourself as the authority in your niche and to create your own little community. Let's not say little, to create your own community of people and fans who are attracted to you via your personal brand and via your content and via your business brand. Because doing it this way, you're not building the business brand first and then building a personal brand. You're building a personal brand at the same time feeding into the business brand, which is benefiting off of the fact that people are looking at you first before the brand. It's kind of like Gary Vee. I know Gary Vee more than I know VaynerMedia. If you don't know who Gary Vee is, look him up. Or it's like saying, think of who else has a personal brand that I can think of that's very well. Trying to think of somebody else that the brand. You could say B because you know Beyonce before you know Beehive and everything that Beehive does. Beehive is the name of a company? I think it's Beehive. Yeah. I think so. Can't remember. But basically, yeah. Trying to think of someone else with a brand, personal brand, and then thingy brand. To be honest, a lot of celebrities really, because you know them first before the businesses. Trying to think of an individual who you know them first before their brand. And somebody who's known globally. I think usually it will be a celebrity. It will be a celebrity for most of them, even Damon with FUBU. Actually, Damon and FUBU, you know FUBU first. Okay, so forget that. That's unnecessary rambling. But yeah, you get the point. Personal brand, in this day and age, you're building personal brand first, which is then feeding into business brand or corporate brand or whatever you call it. But people are more, because of social media, people find it easier to relate to you, find you more relatable. And if they like you, they become part of your tribe, part of your community. And then that's where they start engaging in this various other income streams that you may have. So your food, your ebook, your your food, your recipes, your merch. So we'll discuss those things. Now, the other thing is a podcast. So again, if you position yourself as the authority and people are getting those vibes from your Instagram and watching you, they will think, yeah, this person's the authority. They know about food, they know about cooking, they know about all of that. So I'm going to listen to what they're talking about, especially if they're buying your recipes. So you have a podcast. Now, the reason why I say this is interesting is because you have a podcast and you can sell advertising slots in your podcast. So I'm sure you listen to a podcast where you hear, and just before we start, this episode is sponsored by our sponsors, blah, 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 blah. So those sponsors have usually paid to be included in that segment. So usually a podcast, it's just like a TV show. You're watching a TV show like Love Island back in the day. You'd watch it was before COVID or anything, to be honest, any TV show, but I usually use Love Island because I think everybody around the world knows it. So you're watching it, or Shark Tank or whatever, and halfway through there's like a break, boom, and then they show you this ad. I think with them, I think theirs was Uber Eats or something like that, or Deliveroo, one of the two basically. And yeah, so you'd have one at the start, one in the middle, and one towards the end. So those are 3 times that they've paid. Same thing with this, the Super Bowl. Yeah, the Super Bowl is another one. So they have the Super Bowl halftime show. And then they've got ads that, because again, attention is the currency. The amount of eyeballs that are watching the Super Bowl is why the Super Bowl is able to charge people $1 million for like 30 seconds or something like that. They're able to charge people that amount of money because of the attention that they command at that time, which is valuable to the people who want to advertise to those people at that time. So bringing it back to the podcast, you can have a podcast where you have three segments three segments or three sections where you have ads. So again, you are the authority. You're talking about different recipes. You're talking about the pitfalls, things to avoid when starting your business in the food game or whatever, all those sort of things. So you're giving people valuable content, because that's what's always going to separate you, and that's what's always going to bring people back. You having valuable content. So you then will have certain people who want to advertise, because the bigger you get, the more attention you're grabbing, the more people are knowing about you, the word's going to get around. The more you're going to be seen as the authority in your niche, especially if you're doing everything in your social media. And then you can start getting people to pay you to place their products or whatever in those podcast segments, and you get paid for that. Cool. So we now have 5 income streams. So we've got the food, we've got the ebook, we've got the merchandise, we've got the podcast advertising. So, 4. We've got 4. What did I say 5? We've got 4. Yeah, talk about 4. So now, we've got 4. So now I'm going to talk about one more, which is affiliates. So affiliate marketing is interesting because it's basically you acting as, I guess now it's kind of what influencers do. Basically, but back then, before influencers were created, and when I say back then, I'm talking like back in I can't remember the first time I heard about influencer marketing. I think it was like 2007. No, not influencer marketing. Affiliate marketing was like 2007, 2008. So basically, how it works is this. I am trying to use myself as an example. Okay, cool. So I am filming this particular podcast on a table on a Samsung S10 with a multi-stand that has a Bluetooth connection thing and like it springs out or whatever. And I'm also filming, I'm also recording another part of the podcast on another phone, a OnePlus 3T, and using the Anchor app. So I've talked about 6 products in there. So 2 phones, the stand, the Anchor app, the table that it's on. So 5 products actually I've discussed in there, right? Now, all of these things are relevant to my podcast because they're the reasons why I am able to create this content to get out to you. Now, if during the video, again, this is content. So the video is the content, and I take this video and I put it on, say, something like YouTube or some other sort of platform for videos, and I have an affiliate link, so I've joined the affiliate program of the stand, Samsung, so Samsung's affiliate program, the stand's affiliate program, my other phone, OnePlus 3T's affiliate program, at the Anchor app that I'm recording on, that affiliate program, and then the table. So whoever's made this table, let's say it's IKEA, their affiliate program. Now, and I'm discussing those things as part of so if you want to set up your own podcast like mine, click the links below. Those are my affiliate links. They'll take you to see where you can buy the stand. They'll take you to see where you can get this phone, take you to see where you can get this app, take you to see where you get this other phone, take you to see where you can get this table. Boom. Now, those affiliate links to all those affiliate programs I just mentioned, if people click on them, let's say I was doing that, I was part of those affiliate programs and I was promoting those things as part of my podcast because they're relevant to, say they're relevant to this episode. People click on those links and then they buy those items. I get a commission back. So say you buy the stand, and let's say I bought it on Amazon, and you click on my link that takes you to Amazon to buy it, I will get a percentage of that sale back to myself. Say the Samsung phone, I'm part of the affiliate program with Samsung, and you click because, oh, yo, the video is really clear or whatever. I like how he's done the video. I want my videos to be like that. And then you click on the link and you go and buy it, or you buy the other phone, I get a kickback or I get a percentage of those sales. That's how affiliate marketing works essentially. So it's basically you kind of like promoting a product that you're using, explaining the benefits and why you've decided to pick it. And hey, if you want to create the same experience or the same effect or this desired result that I have, you want to have that exact same desired result, these are the links available. Go buy it and do what you need to do to create your own podcast or your own video. And that is affiliate marketing. So tying it back to the chef business. Now, say you're using specific pots and pans, using specific utensils, using specific machinery, specific, aprons, specific chef hats, whatever it is. Everything has its own affiliate program. So you could literally, again, in the links, whilst you've created that video about making this food or whatever, and you say, hey, if you want to get this pot, just click on my link below and it'll take you to blah, blah, blah. You get it from there, be it Amazon or wherever, or eBay or whatever. And again, that chef is collecting a commission for for basically promoting that product and getting their attention, getting them to click on the link to then go and buy it. So people who are viewing the chef as the authority or the expert, so they know, like, and trust the chef, again, because of the personal brand and all of that, and then being viewed as the authority, so that, hey, go get this, it'll work for you. They go, click, they buy, boom. So that is kind of like the process. People know you, they like you, they trust you because they see you as the expert. So when you say stuff, they're like, yeah, it holds weight. I want to get that pot, or I want to get that apron, or I want to get that blender that he's using or she's using in her video on how to make this recipe, boom, boom, boom. And that is another version that is called affiliate marketing. So we've now discussed 5 income streams as a blueprint to starting from scratch, literally starting from scratch, to having 5 income streams for a business that you literally just started on your own. And the reason why I want to talk about it as a one-man band is because of the amount of people who are one-man bands, especially during this whole COVID era, who might, obviously, some people might be furloughed, some people might still be at work. And at the same time, you get some people who might want to start a side hustle. I know a lot of people, cooking is something that is a passion for a lot of people, and it's something that they're really good at, and they might want to get some ideas on. So to recap, we have the food itself, which you're selling, then have the ebook with the recipes that you're selling. You then have the merchandise. So whatever your business is, call it the cuisine corner or whatever. So the cuisine corner, hoodies, hats, bracelets, whatever. So we've got that. Then we talked about the podcast, and again, ads in your podcast, people paying you to be sponsored or be promoted via ads in your podcast. And then we talked about affiliate marketing, which is basically influencer marketing in this day and age. Is a really good way to explain it, to understand it, but it's you, again, promoting other people's stuff in your content and people knowing, liking, and trusting you enough to give you their attention and to trust your recommendations for them to go over and make purchases based on those recommendations. So yeah, that is kind of the blueprint, but that blueprint works in any business. And these are just 5 income streams. There's a whole lot more, but these are just 5 simple income streams that I think almost anyone could easily do and find out. And if they needed to Google, they could easily Google on how to kind of add that or add those income streams to their business. But it works for anything. If you're a nail technician, if you're a hairdresser, if you're an architect, if you're a lawyer, to be honest, it works for anything. It actually works for anything because all those income streams work in any, I would say 99.9% of industries that would work in there. It just is you tailoring each income stream for your specific business so that it works. But then that is kind of how you have this one main flagship core service in the middle, and then you have all these other strands coming out of it that you can also have as income streams. And that is kind of like a very simple version of the blueprint for having an online business that has multiple income streams. So I hope you guys enjoyed this, and don't think there's anything else that I would have to discuss, but I hope you enjoyed this. I hope you get a lot of value from, I sound like all these guys, I hope you got value. I hope you found the information useful. That's really what I hope you got value means. I hope you found the information useful. I hope you learned something today that you may not have already known. And I hope you have some ideas on how to, if you wanted to start your own business or start something online that you could work with, you've got some ideas that you could go put together and blow up, sort of thing. So hope you guys also enjoy the like the name, Trust Thyself. I think I like that. I think I'm gonna go with that, Trust Thyself. I think I like the because I remember when I said in the first podcast what this whole thing was about. It really kind of is like being the best you possible. So trust thyself. I like Trust Thyself. So I think that might be, we'll call it the Trust Thyself podcast. Cool. Anyways, guys, it's been a pleasure as per usual. On to the next episode. Trust thyself. Take good care of yourselves, and I'm gonna see you guys on the next episode. Peace.